Hey there. Welcome to Eve News, Sports, and Weather. It's June the 15th, Father's Day, if you celebrate that sort of thing. I don't know if it's international, it isn't, and I know some people are not from around here. But where I am, it is Father's Day, and my family's about to go out to dinner with me and celebrate as such, along with celebrating one of my daughter's birthdays. I'm Mike Azariah, and I'm going to spend less than 10 minutes talking to you about Eve Online. Let's see, it's summertime, so things are slowing down for Eve Online as the devs take their well-deserved vacation. So there's not a lot of changes over the last little while, and I don't expect a lot of big changes to be happening in the near future. The war also seems to be in a bit of the doldrums. There's still people popping the occasional structure here and there, and to a certain extent, renters in the space between Goons and Pandemic Horde are finding that they are the main content. They may not like being the main content, but that's what you get for being the meat in between two pieces of bread. You are what they name the sandwich after. So, the other thing I want to mention, somebody reminded me of this just a little while ago, and I forgot to put it in the last broadcast. But if you are a more experienced player and you haven't lately, double check opening up air. And because with the changes that happened with Legion, you might have gotten some extra air credits for things that you didn't even realize you've done. So you might pick up a few skill points here and there for stuff not having to do anything new, but just take credit where credit is due for things that you've done before. In addition to that, I like to, when I'm trying to find things to talk about, I hit Reddit, the forums. This time I meant to go on Discord, but decided against it because Discord's just too noisy for me, and I've been trying to get my yard in order. So I've been outside touching a lot of grass and being touched by grass. Allergies are in full swing, but that's what it is. And one of the things that somebody was talking about was how to make ISK. And this is a really common question in rookie help chat, where you get tons of people saying, how can I become stupid rich? Well, you're already halfway there on the first part of the statement, but rich is a little tougher to get to. So as a result, no, I don't say that to rookies. I'm much kinder when I'm in Rookie Help Channel. And I haven't even been drinking yet because I'm the one driving to the restaurant. Shame. But there's a bunch of ways, and over the summer I might talk about a few of them. But today I want to talk about one. There's going to be a link down below of somebody who's was chatting about how they make money in HyperNet. HyperNet is the equivalent of a lottery or a raffle in EVE Online that is actually authorized by CCP. But it's not the first gambling that EVE has done. It's nowhere near. And the most famous bit of gambling was called Somer Blink. Somer Blink was back from around, rough guess, 2010 to 2014. 4 years. And as anyone in Vegas will tell you, the easiest way to get rich isn't to gamble, it's to be the house, because the house always wins in the end. And this wasn't any different for Somer Blink. They were making ISK hand over fist while they were actually running a gambling operation. I won't tell you what they did with the ISK, but that would be another story for another time. And if you want, I'll cover that another time. The thing is that gambling then was okay, and Summer Blink actually was authorized by CCP for a while, or at least was nodded to indirectly when they started to get push their luck and do things like offering purchases of ISK Plex from their sellers that they would promptly buy back with ISK that they had, and so they were very, very close to RMT, where they were selling ISK directly to people with just a little extra step in the middle to make it look like they weren't quite doing that. CCP, I was in the CSM then, that was CSM 9. And we heard about it, but we didn't have a lot of input other than we all liked Summer Blink, but we could see where CCP's point was and what was going on. That RMT is something CCP really wants to step on. If there's money to be made, they want to be the ones making it, not some third party. Can't blame them. They got a lot of paychecks that they have to sign at the end of each ship. week or bi-weekly, and they need to earn their money too. It's how the game's played, right? Sun's almost setting enough they'll be able to see. Well, I can't see you, but I can pretend that I see you. So, Summer Blink, we also had Eve Poker at one time, which was a poker game, but then people started bringing alts into Eve Poker so they would be able to literally gang up on somebody who was a single player. And if they had four different alts playing it, then they knew they knew more about the cards that were out there and could make better informed decisions and better informed bets. It became a scam. Pity, it was a nice thing as well. I played a bit of Eve Poker in my time. But my father taught me, speaking of Father's Day, only gamble as much money as you're willing to give away right now. So if you cannot afford to give that money away, do not bet that money because you probably will be giving it away. Be aware of that. And it's like in Eve, we say, don't undock what you can't afford to lose. Or the attitude from my father's teachings was, if you undock, expect to lose it and then be happily surprised if you don't. Life gets a whole lot easier if you know the right mental attitude to have for this sort of thing. Uh, let's see. Summer Blink ended poorly in that they were in discussion with CCP, and then they made the one of the most common errors. Never argue with it, never have a bet with a Sicilian, don't start a land war in Asia, and don't publish CCP's communications to you when they're supposed to be private and try to get it into the court of public opinion. CCP takes a very dim view of people who do that sort of thing, and it makes them even more draconian than you would expect them to be. That happened to Summer Blink. Follow up. Let's see. Movement. Goons gained about just short of 500 players, and Razor Alliance dropped about 366 players in the past week. Delve is still the most violent region, but like I said, things have calmed down a little. So I'd say it's about half to two-thirds the violence it was in the week before. Uh, Abazon and Jitas continue to hold down the name for most violent systems in low sec and high sec, respectively. It is a lovely day. I hope that if you are celebrating Father's Day, either celebrating with your father or celebrating that you're a father, as far as you know, that you have a very good one. And I will talk to you in about a week's time. Until then, keep your stick on the ice.